So last time we grabbed some data off of the web for calories and alcohol content and carbohydrates for domestic beers. So let's take a little bit further look at that, closer look. One thing what we can do is, for some very initial quick analysis, is sorting and or filtering the data. So if we go back and look at the data set, there's a couple different things we can do. So let's go, it's out on Blackboard, Unit1C underscore beer1.xls. So remember we scraped out or extracted just the number from the carbohydrates out there last time. So one of the things we might be interested in is finding out the beers that have the highest alcohol by volume content. So to do that, I'm just going to sort the data. I'll go to the Data tab on the ribbon, and then under Sort, it recognizes that I do have headers. So I'm going to sort by alcohol. And I'm going to do largest to smallest because I want to see the ones with the highest alcohol content. Click OK. Notice it puts a star up at the top. This Blatz Light from Blatz Brewery. So yeah, we're going to just ignore that one. And we see the 11.5% from Flying Dog Brewery is the Flying Double Dog. Flying Dog Double Dog. Then we have Stone River Brewery at 11.2. Then two more from Flying Dog Brewery at 10.2 and 9.9. Then the Sierra Nevada Bigfoot 9.6. And then some more from Flying Dog Brewery. So what we might notice immediately by looking at this, doing a sort by largest alcohol by volume content, would be that Flying Dog Brewery appears to focus on, or at least has a lot of beers that have a high alcohol content. So maybe that's their niche market that they're going after. We could also sort it the other way, do smallest to largest, and we see that O'Doul's from Anheuser-Busch, non-alcoholic beer, does actually have 0.4% alcohol in it. It's only 70 calories, lots of carbohydrates. We also see Budweiser Select 55 has 55 calories and 2.4% alcohol. And then we could also do some filtering in addition to sorting. So I just sorted on alcohol. You could also sort by calories or carbohydrates. It'd have to be column F. You can't really do it on this one. It'll do it by text. And then, so the other thing I want to do is filter. So this little picture of a funnel, Control-Shift-L, or just click Filter. It puts these little drop-down buttons next to all of the headers. Right. Here I don't have a header, but notice it did see that there was stuff in this. So let's filter by brewery. Let's go ahead and let's pick that interesting one, which was Flying Dog Brewery. Click OK. And it's thinking. Awesome. Oh, I must have clicked the button by accident. So let me get rid of that and go back to here. So I get rid of everything and then go to Flying Dog Brewery. Click OK, and we see down at the bottom in the left-hand corner, we see 17 of 176 records found. So there were 17 beers by that particular brewery in this data set. Right? And notice that, yes, they do have a lot that are up in the higher end for alcohol content, but they also have some that are down here closer to what you see in a normal kind of beer. Right? So that's filtering and sorting. We could filter on other things as well, but breweries seems to be about the easiest one to filter on for this data set. So let's go back. There's also a quick analysis button that a lot of people enjoy looking at or using. It's relatively new in latest couple versions of Excel. So after you select a range of cells, that icon that you see pictured will appear in the lower right hand corner. You can click that and it has a bunch of different options in it, or you can select a bunch of cells and hit Control Q on a Windows machine. So if we go back to here, I have a bunch of cells selected, and notice that icon does show up. Right? So let me select all of them actually, just for fun. Right? And then I can click the quick analysis. There's formatting. You can do data bars, and there it's putting in a coloring that cell based on the relative magnitude. So the highest was 11.5%, so that takes up the full cell, and then 4.7, what portion of that is 11.5. Do some coloring too, where the smallest numbers happen to be in red, the largest numbers happen to be in green. Icon set, same thing, but this time they have you arrows. If it's greater than a certain amount, it formats it. Top 10%. You can also do some charting. Scatter plot, yeah, it doesn't really do much. Totals, what's the sum, what's the average? So over all their beers, those 17 beers, it's 5.8% count. It adds everything up there. Total, running total, sum off to the right. Tables, we could put a pivot table in, which we'll talk about much later. Spark lines, which don't do much for us for this particular data set. So that's the quick analysis button that you can use that some people like quite a bit. So we'll stop there for this particular video.